Hello and welcome or welcome back. This is going to be a bit of a love reading for those interested. Let's take a big deep breath, synchronizing our energies and allowing our fears, anxieties, and worries to just pass through the smoke to be transmuted, trusting the universe to correct any imbalances in our lives and to guide us and protect us on our journey. I'd like to start out with some oracle cards. So for this love reading, I noticed that some love cards were coming out towards the end of the daily Dharma today, and in conjunction with some of the greater, more intense energies that were cropping up. We had a fated meeting, the Ace of Cups that shows the soul contract, and birthing and loving elementals, which also shows a child. So there may be some unions happening because of some type of intense storms happening in life. Could be anything, as this is a timeless reading, so you'll have to take that into context here. Let's go ahead and get this here. We've got two. Mantra Shakti. Underneath the deck, Shining Lotus, number 26. There's a very radiant, alluring, perhaps enlightened, seductive individual here that has caught somebody's attention. Seems to be something more timeless, more connected to the soul, because this is more of a past life card. 8 Immortals is like the soul that continues and wears the many avatar masks and human forms over time, which is actually timeless, and how perhaps in our astral or in our dream space, we've already danced with this individual before. Number 40, Mantra Shakti. This is a beautiful card of breaking through the material level, because just as we said, the singularity of the soul, the timelessness of that dance happening, it's deepening, intensifying. I'm trying to make intimacy into that word, intensifying, intimacyifying. So Mantra Shakti, I believe, is breaking down all of the borders and barriers that limit our ability to feel fully transformed and awakened and gracious and unconditional with our love from the lower chakras even. Because this seems to be connected perhaps to the sacral chakra, Empress of the Pearl below that. Let's go ahead. I'd like to get a different type of a layout than what I usually will do. For the loved ones, let's take some energy from both sides. We've got White Stag Protector coming out here. I feel like that's spirit coming in and saying that this connection may have, for some of you, been protected. If you've already been in connection with an individual that's coming back in some type of way, not to say that this would be an ex, but if there's somebody coming back around, a relationship that didn't get off the ground that has the potential now, I feel like additionally this could be that something wasn't quite ready, or that the partners weren't ready to be able to engage with something this intense or intimate in the past. And now with the White Stag Protector, it's like spirit is stepping forward and saying that we're ready, we've graduated in some type of a way. And I did see 444 as I was trying to spit that out here. It reads, you are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You're meant to create blessings with your magic. So this person is related to your magic. And I'm sensing that this is the Shining Lotus. You can change this message if you need to shift it, but the Shining Lotus seems to be the individual that's wearing the more alluring, magnetic, feminine essence, and then the mantra Shakti seems more to be a representation of the more masculine, more rigid, foundational, and routine, the more ordered approach versus the dance for the one. The other is the one that may be kind of behind the scenes in some type of a way. And it looks like the allure of this feminine being is breaking through this stoicism and the rigid exterior and really piercing to the soul of this individual with either the voice or the radiance of the message or the beingness of this individual. So that's beautiful. Let's see, underneath the deck we do have Hawk Messenger. You're getting some intuitive hits about who this might be already. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. So don't cut yourself short on this. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open. There's a lot of intensity going on. And yeah, Spirit's here, holding our hand, watching our back. And let's see. Okay, for this Shining Lotus, what card can you show me for Shining Lotus? This radiant, magnetic, alluring individual. Beneficial totem animals. There we go. We have the Heron, patience. Beautiful. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. So trust the process in some ways, but looks like nature is going to be quite healing for the Shining Lotus individual, and that there's perhaps a difference happening in their energy where they're upgrading and gaining courage and aligning with their calling and their purpose, and rewards are heading their way, which can sometimes be when everything kind of hits them at once, so to speak. Everything tends to happen when we're open and when we're powerfully magnetized, and so it can seem overwhelming. So in the midst of some intensity, you may have the opportunity for something quite new entering your life. Under the deck, personal choice. That's very beautiful. So close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities within yourself. So the Shining Lotus is really in that multidimensional aspect of personal recreation and personal choice. So the reason she's so magnetic is that she's looking at all the possibilities and potentials, and she's advocating and speaking for that. And that's one of the most courageous and most beautiful things for anyone to do, let alone for the feminine to be seen as the empowered choice maker. It's like we see in nature, many people will talk in negative ways about the instincts of animals, but you'll often see the masculine vying for the feminine's attention, and the feminine sits back and is the chooser. Many will say that there's also that the ladies are just kind of always being pursued as though they are prey. And yeah, we can also give our attention to that. But what's the nature and what is something different? Um, I think that there's a reason why Spirit wants to tell us about this protector energy. Uh, all masks off, we can tell the difference between somebody who holds our energy sacred and one who is not secure in their own value and is competing with us. If we're patient enough to find our own balance and to be confidently working towards our own purpose and value, um, your rewards will be self-evidencing, and you won't be looking for any of those rewards or validation from external sources, and therefore it will be obvious who wants to piggyback or tag along or ride the coattails of your momentum and your abundance versus those who would protect your right to have and hold and do those things and honor you and bring their own to the table here. So yeah, there's a powerful choice being made here, and someone is witnessing this. You're being highlighted for others. Here we go. So for our other individual, we have owl magic. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. So I think that the heron, the shining lotus here, is really aligning with something powerful over here, which is being witnessed and shown a light on. There's some type of platform here that she has ascended, that is, the spotlight is upon her voice or her person or her choices in some type of a way. And she is patiently waiting for the right opportunity to come across her path. She's not running out and pursuing this. And so you see this magic and allure capturing somebody's attention. And not only on the superficial level, this card of the statue breaking apart, the stone breaking, is the breakthrough from the superficial into the depths of the soul level. There's soul recognition. It's like that piercing opera singer's cry that shatters the glass, champagne glass, or the glass ceiling. Her voice is clear as a bell. So here we have this owl magic is really forcing somebody's introspection. And I think that there's twofold happening here. We already said that both individuals can see, sense, and feel the truth and the genuine nature of the connection because there's soul resonance here. And so this individual is only in this stone shroud because of the seeing the need to protect themselves from vulnerability in an unfriendly world, perhaps, right? They've also been wounded, and they can also see through deception, but they're looking at ways to let go of the past and to align with that magic and wisdom instead of with closing it out, how to remain empowered in that, like the ooey gooey center of the Tootsie Roll. It's funny that that came out in that silly little way with that cartoony childlike thing. And then under the deck here we have dolphin, play, swim in the happy joy of living, inhale confidence and exhale fear, dive into your wisdom, go with the flow. I think that you're restoring you, assuming you are the shining lotus here. You can switch the roles as needed, but there's an aspect of this individual feels that childlike spark of the urge to want to make you smile again, to hold sacred your joy and your right to happiness here, as well as their own. and you restore someone, you again, the Shining Lotus is restoring this Shakti energy back into their hope and their confidence and wisdom, their ability to trust and move with the flow, that the sacred does in fact exist and is powerful and beautiful in its own right. So somebody is going with the flow, they're exhaling fear and gaining the confidence and the discernment to perhaps approach the heron that clearly is waiting and holding steady here. So we do see that the owl is the one that's going to be taking flight here. And it looks like it's like from far away, then it comes right up into yeah, in the Tootsie Roll center. It was an owl, was it not? I love the synchronicity when it starts talking. I think that's cute. I don't know if that has to do with um, the time and place that you grew up. Am I dating myself? We've got balance under the deck. Let's give it a good shuffle. Something that's karmic balance that seems balancing for each other here, where there's a juxtaposition of energies that's supportive here. We've got will, wisdom, and mind, number 20. So this tells me that there's definitely a connection in values, in education, in valuing those things that promote education, understanding, philosophy, learning lessons, or integration and evolutionary mindsets, growth mindsets here that are resonating with each other. We see the fire and the water. Earlier we got that this was somebody, it was in the previous reading and it has been a theme this whole year, but there's this tantric regeneration energy happening at the souls of many individuals right now. And this could definitely be, for some of those that are on this pathway, it could be a resurgence of the dynamic of the twin flame energy. Now, some people have mixed feelings on that. I'm one of them. Sometimes people can really steal their own power when they give away their ideals to something like that. And then that's a conversation for another time. Uriel and the Sphinx. So we have 20 and 21 here. Interestingly enough, there's a progression that seems like a riddle. It's like somebody's caught your attention. There's the queen sees her king, the king sees his queen, or vice versa, whatever. And with this triketa energy, there's so much of that Father, Son, Holy Ghost, or Maiden, Mother, Crone that could still be Mother, Father, Child. But it's been kind of knotted up, and I think that we're talking about our ability to be sovereign had to be challenged by role taking on and identity creationism and questioning those things in our own lives. And so, what I'm seeing here is for these old souls, they may have had many false starts in romance, many near misses, or some may have even been very close multiple times, but not married, or married a couple times, or never really having met the right person or something. To me, it seems like I'm talking to people who are a little further down the road than perhaps in their 20s. I see this 20 card as the card of judgment and awareness, and then riddling through something here, knowing that you're protected, knowing that you've heard the lessons and learned the lessons. We have the King of Scrolls, somebody educated, somebody who is wise, gathering their information, perhaps writing out some scripts. So for some of you, maybe you're reading this in a different way. Maybe this is an individual that is a writer in some type of a way, writer or a creator or an artist. musician, a blueprint writer or reader, somebody who would have these papers, and perhaps even papers that would be curled up like an architect or an artist or so on, or sheet music. It's interesting here. We've got this King of Scrolls moving through will, wisdom, and mind, and all of this inner vision versus deception here, and confidence and renewal. There's a Yeah, I feel like before I pull out this card, which I associate this with the 20, I was just looking at that Mantra Shakti card yet again. And, oh shoot, it's, it'll have to come back to me. As soon as I remember something, then it's gone again. And it's so incredible right now. So Archangel Gabriel came through and kind of shocked me into forgetting what I was about to say. But this is this foundational card of judgment call. It's like, yeah, there's something here worth looking at. This person's wise. Oh, that's the thing that I was going to say. The mantra Shakti in the masculine side, it's like they have been on a vibrational level in the manifestation very deeply in vibrational resonance with advocating and speaking for the type of things that they were calling into their life. So they've been asking for this, praying for this in some type of a way, praying for their own Shakti vulnerability to be honored in some way. And often many will overlook the emotional impact upon men. This masculine appears to be one who is more sensitive than the world would prefer to allow in his estimation, and he's felt rejected and ill-fitted for the harshness of the realities. And the Shining Lotus is melting his defenses in a way. So above here, look at this. We have this scribe yet again. I sometimes get this in a love reading as somebody who's reading and writing love letters, or trying to compose something meaningful for another individual, whether it's poetry or something else, or it looks like they're trying to figure out how to approach, how to access. And so in the recent past, we do have diversity here, feminine expanding her mind. Looks like she's also been taking in a lot of information. So we could also be talking like this doesn't need to be the masculine's occupation. So often we confuse the masculine with his occupation and identity in that way too, right? To be fair, this individual with the King of Scrolls, it could be him doing his own research and exploration and discernment process as far as learning about the resonance or not, or educating himself on the things that the other individual cares about, and trying to understand them in that way through the indirect approach of researching the values that they seem to hold. You've got to be kidding me. There's a massive spider on the back of my phone. It's pretty big, and it's interesting. It's just looking at me now. Hello. Let's see. Near future. Oof. We've got 16 caught in the ruins. I think that people are going to be negatively influenced by the environment, and somebody's defensiveness may be coming into the center. It's a bit of a weird time, perhaps, but the feminine is needing to be patient. The masculine is still doing the research, it looks like. So there's more information, more research going on, but it looks like there's already a dance that has commenced. So here we have the up in the air. It's like maybe there was a lot of progress and now there's this backing away and like, let the dust settle for a moment. We have the Akashic Library for the other individual. So many of these individuals are looking at books and looking into the depths of something. The Akashic Library, I feel like at the time of this broadcast, because this is post-US election drama, um, I feel like it's not over, but that at this time, part of the weirdness and intensity of the storms right now are the witnessing of the triggering nature and the suppressed intensity of emotions that have been subdued because we thought, some of us, that this was a more open, loving, and accepting world. And then it's like everybody starts being so intense, we can witness the differences and the diversity of individuals. And it might be difficult for each of us to resolve within ourselves, but I think that we are each, with this Akashic Library, really delving into the depths of our own self to recognize how we can change the course of our own participation in our future and really gain all of the lessons and all of the momentum and power inherent in the journey that we've lived so far, and how we can tap into our purpose and our calling here uh, and move forward. And I think that part of this Akashic resolution and integration phase that is going on in different ways within both of the individuals in this reading. Once they have reached their own inner healing to a specific level and are watching each other and sort of rising into love instead of falling aimlessly and without discernment, as has been done in the younger years in different experiences, there's more of this rising into this love through appreciation, through stark, obvious, indisputable respect and integrity and character, and witnessing individuals at this level. I think that that's this Akashic Library, where these old souls, having witnessed that they are already dancing so-called with each other, part of the mystery is that the resonance is that they may be already in communication at a soul level with each other, and it's recognized. Then we have the Queen of Scrolls. Very beautiful. So the Will, Wisdom, and Mind had this King of Scrolls crossing. So those are it's the momentum of the moment. It's what's coming and crossing the questioner. And so it's interesting here that we have the masculine making these decisions. And then here we have what would be his mate coming through. So perhaps he's making some final conclusions and some interesting insights, some breakthrough moments on his behalf here. And the feminine will perhaps be smiling at receiving some type of a pleasant letter or some type of correspondence in that way. So here we have Two of Scrolls, two worlds, decisions. Four of Scrolls, the karmic trench. And 11, the Ark of the Covenant. And one more wants to come out, so we'll have 4 in the outcome position. The 8 of Keys, the Master Artisan. The two of you may believe that you have some type of sacred spiritual destiny that you are actually working towards, whether that's spiritual work or peopling work to be done. It looks like in this reading that showing up in so much of the scrolls suit. I mean, honestly, now that I'm looking down, everything out here is either major arcana, scrolls, or there is one card that is the Eight of Keys about this master artisan. And I think that the two of you separately represent the logic, the intuition, the wisdom, the sacred knowledge, and the cleansing and clearing, and the warrior mentality, the lover and the warrior, in of two worlds. It's like astral and reality, and digging out of the karmic trench, integrating the Akashic library, and then holding sacred what it means to feel protected and connected in somebody's energy or not, is bringing together what is held sacred. And I think that the sacred work you do together, the swords connecting here with will, wisdom, and mind, at that intersection is the sacred key. And so together you hold keys that were unavailable as you were separated. But as you resolve and come together, there's a sacred key, this master artisan that is stepping forward in some way. And I think that you're powerful future leaders in some type of a way. And you've both done some real huge sacred work. And all of these scrolls are coming together because you're in contact with something incredible. And so whatever it is, even if it didn't make sense to you before, why you were so interested in so many different subjects and different intuitive things kept coming through, and why you couldn't decide on just one, all of these little things are going to come together like the keys of a combination lock once things start to resolve and be discussed between the two of you going forward. So we're already at the end of the video. I really wanted to get you guys some fun cards here. Let's see. We've got somebody feeling long distance, mature feminine, taken for granted in the past, observing, looking for clues, keeping tabs, new sense of gratitude. Somebody's taking a chance. There's a completion and leveling up. We know that. Could be somebody with the initials I, J, K, or L. Doesn't have to be. Yep, here we have that golden light code activation, that shining lotus. That's the golden light code that's accessing the feminine and the masculine at once. My head is just kind of buzzing right now. There's a mental connection that is unprecedented, and don't let your logic override your intuition. They're both equally yoked in this. Capricorn, overcoming any workaholism. Leo, to self-express. Some time apart for self-alignment, absolutely. To resolve any of the karma from the past life experiences or the karmic trenches that we've walked so far. After that time, we're going to be able to enlighten our energy with joy, play, and humor, like we said. Live a life full of love and light, but still master the throat punch. Yeah, somebody's a warrior. Your voice strikes a chord. They're going to join you on this quest to put an end to something with 99.99. And there's the twin flame card, 3333. All right.